Hi, this is tonight.
This is tonight. No guest, just us, and everyone turned off.
And
Weird.
George gets to talk all night long.
Oh, yeah, he does. He's excited. Nick, you excited?
I'm very excited to listen to George talk. That's what I live for, really.
Yeah, I
Nick,
was thinking more
fuck,
you than George.
Shut the fuck up with your Tom Collins down there. All right, be quiet. Leave me alone. Cheers, everybody.
Fuck
Cheers.
you, George.
Episode 8. That's 7 more than I thought we were going to do successfully. So, cheers to that.
Absolutely. Cheers. Folks, welcome to 1925. Here it comes. The New York Giants podcast. I'm Tom. He's George. And Nick.
I'm Nick. George, why is your eye twitching?
It's a free agency frenzy show. We'll be talking about a lot of the free agents the Giants have signed today. We'll be talking about the departing ones as well, and unsigned, and maybe we'll sprinkle in some of the big external moves that some other teams have made if there's time as well. Before we get into the meat of the show, if you're new, make sure to go check us out on all of our social media channels on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at 1925, the New York Giants podcast. And our YouTube handle is 1925 Podcast Big Blue. Have a comment for me, George, or Nick, or all of us? Feel free to drop it in the comments section.
Speaking
below.
of that, tonight, like I said, it's a frenzy, right? So when normally we don't do the comments as they come up, tonight, screw it, throw them up there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. Where's our fella from Italy? Is he
Tudo.
over
Where's
here yet?
Tudo?
Where is it?
This is Tudo's time to shine tonight.
Yeah, what the fuck you doing, guy?
Watch him not show up, too.
He's with the rugby team.
Yeah.
He's on the Italian national team, but he lives in Ireland. Is that the idea?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's where he's stationed right now, talking like he's a military guy.
So, free agency, my favorite time of the year. All us stat geeks, get to hypothesize about who we can add to our bullshit team to make better. But we ended up losing a few people today.
We did.
A couple of Tom's buddies.
Let's talk about it. Do we want to start there?
Sure.
Four guys.
No, that's my buddy.
No.
Oh, get out of here, you 4-catching freak.
Wandale, Bellinger, Flott, and Schlotman all depart to the Tennessee Titans. 3 offensive players. Brian Dable.
Is Dable trying to get himself fired again?
I don't know, but he took 4 guys in 8 hours.
Wandale got paid too.
He did, and apparently the players don't like accountability. They want to do whatever the fuck they want and fuck off still. So congratulations. I'm going to miss some of you, but you're going to the Tennessee Titans. It's warmer there. You're probably going to get paid a little bit better with the tax cuts, but aside from that, what the fuck? Who's the biggest hurt? George? Who hurts the most here?
Wandale. I love Wandale.
So,
I mean, that whole thing. Because now the Giants really need to get a number 2 guy now. Like, we can't roll in there with Darius Slayton and Malik Neighbors.
we got Hyatt, no?
Hyatt? Hyatt doesn't even factor into the equation. Like, that dude's a waste of pads and helmet. Like, they're better off dressing you every Sunday.
Yeah, no shit. I always used to say when Eric Flowers played, you might as well put me at left tackle. I can do just the same amount as him, and I'll do it for a lot cheaper. But
yeah, I would do it for like $190,000.
I'll do it for $50 Who cares? Get a sweet jersey, get to play.
Yeah.
Tom, what about you? We know who's hurting you right now.
Well, who's hurting me?
Yeah,
Flott?
we know the guy you're missing. No, nice try.
Bellinger?
Yeah.
I love tight ends. What can I say?
Pause.
Clip it.
Clip that.
That should be a T-shirt.
Holy shit, Tom. For a broadcast professional, you walked into that one, buddy.
I love the tight end position. How's that?
Perfect.
This is way too rich for Daniel Bellinger, though. I mean, the
No
fact that
shit.
Bellinger and Wandale combined got over $100 million, it's fucking laughable. It's actually laughable.
They just spent $150 million on essentially wide receiver 3, right? Maybe tight end 2 argument.
Mhm.
Well, let's go back to Wandale. Wandale's going to be getting $78 million for 4 years, which
Good for Wandale.
and I love him. I really wish he would have stayed, but we've said time and time again in the last couple of weeks, he's not worth that type of money,
No.
in my opinion. And then moving on to Bellinger, what's he looking at, Tom, for a contract?
3 and
So,
24.
3 for 24 for Belly.
Sheesh.
This is a tight end 2 who was minimally used the last 3 years. The Giants have pretty much spent the last 3 years trying to replace this guy. And now he's gone.
How many passes has he caught in his career?
Oh, well, let's do the math here quick.
1 plus 3 plus
88.
6, 88. So 3, you're looking around 30 balls a year.
He was a blocking tight end. And don't get me wrong, they went cheaper there because they wanted to go richer with the first guy that they signed, who we'll get to in just a minute, because I also want to touch on Flott. I don't know about you guys, but did you expect
up big time
$15 million a year for Cordell Flott? Is that reasonable?
Not for us. I mean, we just talked about off air. I mean, we're still trying to we're trying to recoup our investment on Adebo and Holland.
Right.
You know, now you tie up a new Flott deal in there. That's a pretty expensive, defensive backfield.
But I think we all anticipated Flott to be getting big money. I mean, it's been talked about for weeks. The market was up for him, and he's on the up. He's young, he's talented, he's going to do great things. However,
if Wandale goes 4 for 78, that kind of resets the market. I mean, if anyone else was to get paid, it'd be astronomical next year.
For a slot guy, maybe.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a slot receiver.
Well, it could be worse. It could be what the Colts gave Alec Pierce today for catching under 50 balls. 4 years for $115 million, something like that.
Yeah, but Pudgy told me he had more yards than Wandale.
Different type of player, though.
I agree.
What's crazy about Flott, too, right? According to Connor Hughes, Flott was set to return to the Giants today. It was all but official. There's just no pen, no paper. But there was a last-second attempt that got Flott to ultimately change his mind. The Titans put forth their entire plan for how Robert Saleh planned to use him and what they believed he could accomplish as a corner in their defense. And I do agree with what you guys said before. He developed into a starter this past year alongside Paulson Adebo. He
had no choice.
He didn't give up many touchdowns, because Banks was trash.
Mm-hmm.
But he was still phenomenal. He only allowed 2 touchdowns combined over the last 2 seasons. Good player.
No, he was definitely the shining star of the defensive backfield this year.
Yeah, no doubt. And I mean, with that, though, we lost Flott. And then our backup plan, Jamel Dean, he ended up going to Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Who do we get from here? I mean, who's our cornerback number 2? Do we draft?
Chidobe Awuzie is still out there. Former Baltimore Raven. Veteran. Seasoned player. Outside of that, you might be looking at the draft because you got to try to get somebody that fits in to the Harbaugh scheme. The other guy I thought maybe Jalen Watson from the Chiefs, but he signed on with the Rams. You know?
Yeah, that's where I don't know where we're going from here. I mean, we're clearly, I don't think, drafting a linebacker at number 5 now. I don't know what we're doing.
done
Still
dumber
think-
shit.
I still
Huh?
think we are.
We've done dumber shit.
You think he's going to be there? The kid from Ohio State?
Styles,
Yeah.
if he's there, that's still who I want at 5 because I don't think there's a corner that's worth the number 5 pick. So I would just take BPA, and if Styles is there, I feel like that's your obvious choice, no? Because look, think of it this way: you get Edmonds, you re-sign McFadden back for cheap. There's your depth, and then you go ahead and draft Styles. You have 2 solid starting linebackers, and you can bring McFadden in, sprinkle him into blitz packages, and you're not putting much pressure on him because he's coming off the bad injury from last year. There's your linebacker depth.
What do you do with Thibodeau if you don't trade him?
I feel like you have to bring him back.
Well, yeah, obviously.
You got to play out the year.
How do you figure this out with Carter and Burns? Because the last regime didn't really figure it out initially, and then Thibodeau got hurt, so it kind of worked out.
Yeah, I think Thibodeau could play more with his hand in the dirt, and with Carter too. I think what Shane Bowen failed to do last year is they failed to diversify Carter's skill set. He has such a wide range of skills, and he's so talented, and they didn't even tap into that. That's why he was non-existent the first 2 to 3 months of the season. No, like, I mean, sure, it's his own fault too, but you got to blame coaching a little bit there.
We also need to fill a gap at defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
It's another question mark. Because
Right.
Nacho's gone, right?
Nacho's gone. They did not get John Franklin Myers from the Broncos. That was one guy I had my eyes on.
Did he get picked up? Did he go somewhere?
Yeah, he went to. Did he go to the Rams? Maybe he went somewhere. He went to some contending team.
Of course.
And then there's Sebastian Joseph Day, who's still out there. 30-year-old player, played the last 2 years under Denard Wilson. 90 career starts. Won a Super Bowl with the Rams in 2021. Not a bad player. He's got a lot of beef up front. Played a year for the 49ers too, winning team. Went to the Super Bowl.
What do you
That's
make
who I'm
of
looking at.
what do you make of the little Jackson Dart Odell Beckham Jr. exchange this week as well? You aware of that?
Where they like follow each other or something? Or
No, Beckham had a post and Dart said something to the effect of like,
Come on over.
when we getting together or something like that.
oh yeah, I did
mean,
not see that.
Aside from Odell clearly just needing money because he's fucking broke, he's got ties to John Harbaugh, and obviously he started his career with the Giants. He wants to end his career with the Giants.
Yeah.
At this point, I like the move. I mean, for the right price. I don't think we're paying him a lot of money if he comes back. But
And
Franklin,
Josh Norman's out of the league, so we don't have to worry about that shit show.
what was it? A baseball bat on the sidelines before the game?
We almost won that. We almost came back in that game too. That's the scary part.
That was a
That was
phenomenal
a wild game.
I acted not like an adult in front of my child and my in-laws. I was a complete lunatic.
That game turned me into an animal. I was like, I didn't even fucking care about penalties anymore. I'm like, Odell, kill him. Odell, go for it. Kill him.
Yeah.
Like just no one was stopping him anyway.
No. And but I also, that was the game where I knew Coughlin had kind of lost control of the team because he was desperate at that point. He needed to win, and he let Odell act like a fucking asshole the whole entire game. I did love when he stepped over
when he stepped
Josh.
over him to the high step.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Not really the classiest move, but when you're in the moment playing a game, it was fucking awesome.
I don't think Odell's touching this team currently. I think you still got options out there. The question is, we don't know where the Giants are at salary cap wise. I think they're more focused on building the trenches and then worrying about wide receiver and corner a little bit later. I think they want to shore in the trenches, have that set with good depth, and then connect pieces to the puzzle where they want to work from inside out. I think that's
Yep.
what their plan is here. Like, would you rather have a hole at wide receiver 2 and at corner 2, or would you rather have holes on the offensive line and middle linebacker, per se? You
Uh,
know,
the way the NFL is right now, though, unless you get real lucky with your wide receiver too, Malik's going to draw every double. They're going to. I mean, you do have Isaiah Hodgins. We didn't mention him. He's also coming back on a sweetheart deal.
he is.
I liked him. He looked good. I don't think we never should have got rid of him, to be honest with you.
He's back.
He's back. We also
He's
have
back.
Chris Manhertz to fill out that tight end room with.
The big prize free agent of the day. The most likely signing. The former Baltimore Raven,
Dude, he looks
Isaiah
like he's
Likely,
40.
signs a 3-year, $40 million deal with the Giants, can earn up to $46.5 million based off incentives. He becomes the third highest paid tight end currently in the National Football League.
That's insane. He better
What do you
likely
think,
get
George?
in the end zone. I like it. Obviously, there's something there with Harbaugh. He's a good tight end. Don't get me wrong. It's not good for Theo. This is going to push Theo into a different role. I'm pretty sure. No, I like it. I'm good with it. We need a durable pass catching, run down the field kind of tight end. This is your kind of player. He's going to expect some volume. I'm good with it.
What do you
Yeah, no,
think, Nick?
I like it too. I mean, in 2025, we got 14 games out of him, but we didn't, but Baltimore did. 307 yards, not flashy. The year before, he was a little more productive, 477 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's serviceable, and he plays at the slot position, which is pretty interesting. So I think you could see Theo out there too. It depends on the scheme, but I think we needed a solid tight end. How's his pass blocking though? That's what I don't know. Or I'm sorry, his run block.
According to Nick Falato of Big Blue Banter, who I'd love to have on as a guest one day.
Well, invite him, Tom.
Really good film guy. I've tried getting a hold of him for a long time. Believe me.
Do it right here. Look in the camera.
Nick Falato, if you're watching, 1925 wants you as a guest on this podcast. We think you're great.
We pay very well.
And we'd love to have you. Right, George?
George pays very well.
Yes.
Look at him. He's the money.
Where
back
were
to
we?
Likely. Back to Likely.
Likely.
This is a 6'4", 240-plus pound guy that can play receiver in the slot. You know, we are concerned about who's going to be wide receiver 2. But more than likely, he is the number 2 option in the pass game now.
Time.
He is the new number 2 option in the passing game over Theo Johnson, I think. I don't think his pass blocking.
I don't think that's not a winning formula either, though.
Sure, but
he can't be number 2.
Look what Baltimore did with their recipe. They had Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely, 2 tight end set, a lot of 12 personnel, where Andrews was more of like your do-it-all traditional tight end, and Likely was more the receiving threat. And for a 5th-round pick, this guy produced. He produced. And what's most important to me, he scored 2 touchdowns in their last 4 playoff games and decent chunk of change. I mean, for a guy who isn't even really number 1 on the depth chart, that's pretty good. And I don't necessarily think this is bad for Theo. It might actually help him in a way where, you know, he could learn some stuff from him. And I do think Harbaugh still values Theo Johnson. I don't think that's what this signing means. Like, oh, yeah, we don't trust Theo. I think they just want 2 really good pass-catching tight ends in the room. And I think by doing this...
What do you end up doing with Fedoni now?
He'll have to compete for a roster spot.
Against Manhertz, who they just paid?
Well, Manhertz is probably getting close to a vet minimum deal.
Yeah.
And if they don't sign a fullback, which we know Hardball rosters typically consist of a fullback, right? The Kyle Juszczyk days, Patrick Ricard, who is available right now. Maybe Manhertz plays that fullback role. Maybe he plays the role that Daniel Bellinger did last season as that fullback / tight end type of guy. You know, Because Manhurts really doesn't catch many passes. He's primarily blocking. So maybe Fedoni is that fourth tight end. And Baltimore rosters, over the last 3 seasons, they have dressed 4 tight ends. They love their tight ends. So there is a possibility that the Giants could roster 4.
I mean, they also have a running back playing quarterback, so there's a lot more blocking going on than. I mean, I guess we do too.
We kinda
I
do
don't think
too.
I don't think Jackson Dart's going to run the way
He has
Lamar
been. I don't
is.
think he's going to be as reckless. That's just my opinion. I think Harbaugh's going to kind of hone him in, but also, what are we doing we got 3 running backs right now with a lot of rumors flying. We went out K Walker. What are you
What's up,
pointing
Dad?
at, George?
What's he laughing at though?
He's
I bet
laughing
you-
at my terrible pun where I'm killing the joke of Isaiah Likely.
Are you sure?
Possibly.
I think it's the tight end comment.
Maybe he could confirm that. No, the comment came in shortly after that. I don't think
It's likely Tom likes a tight end, right?
All right. So also, very big news today. We got rid of that fucking punter, Jamie Gillen. Thank
Yes.
God. I'm
Are you
sick of
just-
watching. What?
Are you mad at him because of his fucking hair?
No.
His gray
Dude,
hair.
that guy either hit a beautiful punt or an absolute dog shit punt. There was no in between. There was no consistency.
Well, I agree with you. That's kind of what I said with Mr. Soreski, who also watches the show quite a bit. He chimes in. He didn't like it, and I said, I'm for Jordan Stout. I'm ready to get rid of Gilly. What the fuck's his name? Long hair dude.
Jamie Gillen.
Gillen.
Jamie Gillen. I'm ready to get rid of him. He's too inconsistent.
Well, speaking of inconsistent, I think the Giants signed the punter who is the complete opposite of that.
Correct.
Very consistent. Jordan Stout signs a 3-year, $12.3 million deal. He is a first-team All-Pro this past year, also made the Pro Bowl, although that stat doesn't mean that much anymore. 27 years old, and he had the second highest net punt average in the NFL, coming in just under 45 yards. That's pretty impressive. And George, I think you and I have spoken about this in the past. A clear upgrade was needed at this position, and you want to make sure field position is emphasized on this football team. You want to keep your defense in good position to make plays and maximize their potential. And I think Jordan Stout will do that.
Yeah, the only thing you have to really be careful of is, can you kick in the Meadowlands? I mean,
True.
I don't give a shit what anyone thinks. That area of the world is one of the hardest to kick in, whether it's punting or field goal kicking. The winds still swirl down there. It's a lot of cross winds. 1 second it's against you, 1 second it's for you. So can he do that? That's what we're gonna see, I guess.
What do you think, Nick? I know you kind of touched on it before, but Stout specifically here.
I mean, Stout's used to playing in cold weather. He's got that going for him. But once again, he's not used to playing at MetLife. You're going against the wind, like George said. I do think it's definitely an upgrade. I think he's going to be more consistent. I guess time will tell. I mean, we see it week in, week out. You've seen interviews with quarterbacks talking about how difficult it is to throw at MetLife. You see kickers struggle for years. I mean, I don't know. Time will tell, but I do think this is we're making the right move here. What about you, Tom? How do you think about this guy?
I like it. I think this is a guy who, right, kicking in the Meadowlands is a challenge. But one thing that Jamie Gillen was not great at was hang time, right? You notice his punts were line drives. He'd have that awkward-esque release. I just felt like he didn't really he wasn't reliable. He's kind of like a younger Graham Gano too, because he also got hurt a couple times. Remember, because we had a game this year where I think we had a backup kicker and punter. We had Cameron Johnston at punter, and we had Mikatomne at that time at kicker. It might have even been the Denver game.
Speaking of kicker, I mean, why wasn't Gano the first order of business today?
trust John Harbaugh, I guess. I think he's going. Maybe the move wasn't reported yet. Maybe there's some medical thing that needs to be worked out before they release him, like an injury settlement. If he's still hurt or lingering from the year, 39 years old, maybe he's going to retire.
Or maybe they haven't finalized who's coming in next. I can't imagine kicking at MetLife is a real desirable spot for any sort of kicker. We've talked about it. It's difficult. So who's being rumored as the next kicker? Because I haven't heard of anybody.
Me neither.
Right. Sometimes you want to replace a guy, but you can't.
Right.
In there, like Harbaugh's guy.
There's plenty of kickers that'll try out. Plenty.
No, 100%. But
we still have Better Call Sauls.
We do.
He was serviceable.
But I'm still shocked that there wasn't a cutting today.
Yeah. Daniel Carlson's still available from the Raiders. Wow, Nick Folk just signed with the Atlanta Falcons. My gosh, he's still playing?
How old is
kickers are like cockroaches. Like, they just don't fucking die. Morton Anderson, what do you put in, like 23 years?
He's 41.
If you're not getting hit, as long as you stay in shape, you can do it for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
How old is Big Dick Nick Folk?
He's 41.
41. That's still young. That's still young, Tom. 41's not old. Watch yourself.
Easy for you to say, Nick, right?
The Giants also signed Tremaine Edmonds.
They sure did.
$36 million over 3 years, 23.5 just over guaranteed. Essentially the replacement to Bobby Okereke. What do you guys think?
I think it's an upgrade. I love Bobby Okereke, but Tremaine Edmonds, 112 tackles last year alone, a sack, 4 interceptions, and 3 years, $36 million. I love it. I honestly, I liked Barkley back in 18, I believe was the year we drafted Barkley. But I also really, really liked Edmonds. I wanted him then. Took a few years. He's probably a little bit more developed. He's incredibly fast. He's 6'5", 250 pounds.
He knows all this shit because he's a closet Bills fan. Don't let him fool you.
Oh yeah, good God, George. I'm George. I hate everybody.
I have proof.
Montreal Expos. That's different.
It's a defunct team in a different sport. Continue.
Yeah.
No. I like Tremaine Edmonds. I've wanted him for a long time. Very fast, very big, and he's all over the field.
A little older though.
Not really. He's 27.
28. That's 28's kind of the end of the prime of a linebacker usually.
Depends who it is. Alex Anzalone is 31, and I know he was
available too.
High on our radar too today. He wound up signing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I think the rumor has it that the Giants were trying to trade for Tremaine Edmonds, but the Bears released him back on March 6th. He was a cap casualty. They signed him and TJ Edwards the same offseason. And he wasn't bad in Chicago. He was very, very good. But there were some concerns about him adapting to the new defensive scheme out in Chicago, is where I think he's a better fit here under Denard Wilson in New York. And George, you mentioned he's 28 years old. He came out of college early. He's already played 8 full NFL seasons, and he is still just 28 years old, a 6'4", 250-pound linebacker. He was drafted by Joe Shane and company by the Bills in the first round 8 years ago.
That's why Nick's high on him.
Yeah, you closet Bills fan, huh?
Yeah.
My wife's a Bills fan. Good God.
But come on, like 900 career tackles. This guy could play 97% of the defensive snaps last year. 13 starts. You hope he's not injury prone here. But our guest last week, Why am I drawing a blank? Oh my god.
Mr.
Who
Santucci.
was our
Craig
guest last week?
Santucci?
Craig Santucci. Yes.
Your get?
You're fucking guest.
Your fucking get?
Who
Listen,
was phenomenal, by the way.
He
He
was
was
phenomenal.
phenomenal. I've been doing a lot today, so forgive me for having a mental brain lapse.
I know. Tom met Instagram for the first time.
What's this? What are these
Okereke-
kids doing?
So remember when Craig mentioned last week how Okereke never gets on the ground to wrap people
Mhm.
up?
Mhm.
So after the show last week, I went back and I looked at the highlights of Okereke from the past 2 seasons. He's 100% correct. I mean, this guy clearly had something wrong with his back. He was getting older and he was just too expensive. Tremaine Edmonds is a younger, faster version of that. And one thing of watching him, he's very good at wrapping up tacklers. And he's very solid in pass coverage too. Now the question is, what do? Do they bring Micah McFadden back to pair him with Tremaine Edmonds?
You almost
Because
have to.
they still have a hole. They still have a hole.
I hope and I think Micah McFadden's coming back. I mean, what are they projecting? $3 million for Micah McFadden to come back? It's kind of like a prove it deal.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's definitely worth it. He had a whole year. What was his injury last year? Remind me, Tom. I know you're big on Micah.
Yeah.
Leg, right?
What was it, like a Lisfranc or something? Or it was definitely his knee. I can't remember the exact injury. But what sucked too is that it was week 1. Like he couldn't even play last year. It was a right foot injury. That's what it was. The right foot injury that kept him out the whole season.
Yeah, it took him out the whole season. No, I mean, I'm big on Micah McFadden too. But I like Tremaine Edmonds too. On top of that, he's known for tackles, but he's also known for his pass coverage. He can tie up a tight end and a corner or a running back. So I think there's a lot of positive with this signing. It's actually probably my favorite signing of the day, aside from maybe our right tackle that we brought back. George, who was that?
Time out. I want to make one more
Shoot.
one more point before we move on. Is Edmonds going to call the plays?
I would.
Mike linebacker.
I would
He
assume.
No, I mean, I know there was talks of McFadden doing it at one point, even when Okereke was around. So
Right. Well, in Buffalo, when he was there, it was him and Matt Milano.
and Milano probably took the lead on that.
And in Chicago, it was him and TJ Edwards. And I'm not going to pretend like I knew who it was there. But that's a good question, George. Is he able to step up and take on that leadership role that you're losing in Bobby Okereke, right? This is not just a talent thing here. This is also a leadership thing, a voice in the locker room that you're losing in Bobby O. And that's what Adriana brought up a few weeks back. She didn't want to lose Bobby O. She understood the cap situation and how much money that would free up. Yes, George.
But if you remember, and I know Nick remembers because we talked about this 2 years ago, Okereke had some struggles in the locker room. Do you remember that? After the 22 season where we fluked into the playoffs, in 23, there was some issues with like the leadership. They were bringing that shit up with Okereke. Remember, he wasn't happy and all this other stuff. You don't remember that? We talked about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
About a lot.
He wasn't happy. I think it was part of the deal too.
The whole Wink drama, right?
Right. He was hoping he was going to get like a restructure, like a long term stay here kind of thing. And if you can look it up, we talked about it when it happened. The news outlets were talking about it in the tri-state area that Okereke was not happy in the locker room at one point.
Interesting.
So I think that's part of it too.
Yeah, it could be.
But he's a great class act. Walter Payton, Man of the Year. He's never going to do you wrong. He plays pretty smart. Super smart guy.
Yeah,
we're going to miss him.
Ultimately, I'm excited for Tremaine Edmonds to see what he brings to the table. He got paid well, and George, apparently you pay well as well. Can you explain this here and why my dad might have made this comment?
I have no idea.
You pay
Well,
well.
I mean, I think everyone knows you guys work for me, right?
Well,
We're
with
still waiting
underpayment
for our
on
first
it.
fucking paycheck.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can tell your wall's a little barren down there.
Yeah, well, you got $40,000 fucking worth of Giants memorabilia behind you, like a true lunatic. And Tom's in a fucking aquarium. What do you want me to do? I'm working week by week. I'm finished my basement here.
All
Thanks,
right.
Nick. Cheers to that.
Next,
Cheers.
George.
next up, all right. The
I don't know if
Giants
you.
signed
I don't know if you
Sedarius
noticed.
What?
Look at this. Look at this. I'm struggling
Holy
week
shit.
week by week.
Oh my
Have-
God. How did that happen?
Didn't you just redo?
Yeah, I did. And then Super Bowl Sunday, my son and his friends were fucking around, and one of them tripped and went. I'd like to say head first for story purposes, but he went foot first into the sheetrock that I just finished painting and sanding and all that fun stuff. And here we are.
You can't buy some spackle and get that taken care of.
I've been busy, George. Let's talk about all your projects. How's your snowblower working?
What a dick. What a dick. What a dick.
You forget I know you very well.
Oh man.
Anyway, the Giants signed Sedarius Washington, 1-year deal per Jordan Schultz. Safety, so we get a little help on the backside of the defense. What say you, Nick?
Well, I don't know much about this fella, but I'm assuming we're going to. We added
We're gonna
him to.
learn.
We added him to replace Shane Belton, who is now a New York Jet.
Yeah.
Also out of the Ravens lineage.
Correct. He did
Yes.
60 snaps. 60 snaps last year. Not a whole lot. Yeah, I think he's a depth player. Nothing real fancy. I don't know much about him. Tom, what about you?
Hardball guy, didn't get too many opportunities. I mean, when you're stuck behind All-Pro Kyle Hamilton and first-round rookie Malachi Starks, you're not going to do that much, right? So last year he only played in 4 games, but the year before that, when he had to step up, when Kyle Hamilton was hurt, he played in all 17, starting 10, had a career year with 64 tackles, 5 for loss, 2 interceptions, and 8 passes defended. So this is a guy that got a chance to play and made the most of his opportunity, similar to Dane Belton, who, in hindsight, would have came at more of an expensive cost than Washington. Plus, this is no knock on Dane Belton at all. I thought he was great last year. I thought he was our most consistent safety out of the 3, and the other 2 were supposed to be light years ahead of him. Harbaugh wants his guys, and Belton was just not in the mold of what he was looking for. And I think, too, a lot of this roster, a lot of these players, some that we like, some that we didn't, they're going to get canned. They're going to move on. We're going to lose players that we like. And that's part of the growing pains of rebuilding a football team. You know, we went through it with Saquon. We went through it with Wandale today, with Flott, you know, and with Dane Belton a little bit too. I know George was a big Dane Belton fan based off of this past season.
I always had to defend him.
But the Jets.
You know what, though? The guy doesn't have to move. All
Right.
his networking, all his contacts are in the same place, his friends.
Lazy. I
What do you
think
mean lazy? No, that's a common move going across the field.
I know, but
I mean, Big Leonard did it. You know, God, tons of players tried it.
Yeah,
you got to do anything.
No, they suck, but I mean,
right. He's going to get paid.
He's going to get paid. And like I said, he doesn't have to uproot his family if he has one. Excuse me. You know, his agent, all that stuff's going to say the same. Stay on this side of the country. Not a bad deal.
Well, here's the Schultz report on it. 1 year, $4 million deal with upside to $6 million. That's per Jordan Schultz. 4 years with the Giants, had 240 tackles, 4 sacks, 6 interceptions, 4 forced fumbles, and 4 recoveries. For a backup safety, let me tell you something. It's pretty good across 4 years, if you ask me.
I'm curious, what were his stats under Wink Martindale alone? Because I remember his name coming up a lot more under Wink Martindale. A lot of turnovers, a lot of interceptions. I liked him, but, you know, I get it. He's gone. You got to get paid when you get paid.
Well, you want to hear what he had his first 2 years? He had 2 picks. his first year, started 5 games, played in 15. And he had 2 picks his second year, started 2. Last 2 years.
He was a playmaker.
Yeah, no, definitely.
He was. He was. And I think this is good for him in a way because he might get an opportunity to start on the Jets, making better money than he was with the Giants. And then next year, you could potentially take your talents elsewhere. No disrespect to the Jets, but if Dane Belton wants to win a championship, I think you get paid well this year, establish yourself as a full-time starter in the NFL, and then move on again. Go somewhere else to a better football team. I think it's the right decision for him. Thinking about it, like as we're talking through it here in this segment at the beginning, I was like, the Jets, but thinking about it now, it makes sense.
At the end of the day, like these guys have a short window to play. You're going to go play for the Browns if they're going to pay you fucking $5 million a year. It doesn't really matter. It's all about money. Back to Darius Washington. He's also coming off a torn ACL from what I'm reading. And yeah, he's also a little undersized at 5'8". Not that there's anything wrong with that. 176 pounds. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know what to feel about him.
So no pun intended.
I'm sorry, I had to throw that in there.
So no pun intended. The elephant in the room, Jermaine Illuminor, 3 years, $39 million, 24.5, which is guaranteed. All right, we got our guy. We were shit talking, saying we can't let this guy walk. We got the deal done. I'm happy. Little solidarity in that line. We're still going to have question marks with GVR, but this is a step in the right direction. We'll see what we can piece together with the draft, and maybe there's some other moves out there.
Yeah, no, I like this. I think it's a great move. It was actually the one I was really concerned about. I want continuity in that line. We've got Andrew Thomas, obviously. We've got Illuminor back. Now I'm assuming John Michael Schmitz is coming back. We did not pay Linderbaum fucking $300 million a second to play as a center, which I'm cool with. But who do we go at with guards?
Yeah. Well, we can go into that quick, and then I do want to get back to Illuminor. But now that the Giants wrapped up the Illuminor deal, they are actively negotiating with guards Elijah Vera Tucker and Wyatt Teller. There is an extremely high chance they sign at least one of these guys, if not both of them. Wyatt Teller has a connection to our new offensive line coach, Mike Bloomgren, and Elijah Vera Tucker, looking for a fresh start, might not want to move. Really talented guard. What scares me about Vera Tucker, throughout his first 5 years with the Jets, he only played half the games in 3 of those 5 years due to injury. So he's a very injury-prone player. I'm not so sure I would want to release John Runyon for that guy. That's where I'm at with Vera Tucker. Very talented, though. Don't get me wrong. If you sign Vera Tucker and slide him in at right guard, I'm game. That's fine. But if you sign him and cut Runyon, I would be a little bit concerned there. Because you just mentioned continuity, Nick. You get 2 new guards on the offensive line. I think regardless of what happens, Greg Van Roten must get re-signed because at least if he doesn't start, he can back up any of the 3 interior line positions. He could start at any of those 3 spots. If a guy goes down, you're losing almost nothing if you slide him in there to spot start.
No, I agree, but I want youth. I want how old is Greg Van right now? 36 years old?
36.
So how much more life do we have in him, and do we constantly, going back to continuity, do we just keep rebuilding this line?
It's a good point. However, I will say he did not become a full-time starter until he was 28. He did take 3 years away from the NFL, not degrading the fact that he is 36, but he might have more time left than your traditional 36-year-old. if that makes sense. From an NFL perspective, at least. He's got a little less mileage on his body. Not that he moves a whole lot, but he's not as worn down as some of these other guards. Because you almost never hear, like, how many guards in the NFL do you know that are 36? Can you name any off the top of your head? I can't.
No. But with that being said, you haven't hit it yet, Tom. Me and George, we get out of bed and we have new fucking ailments every single day. So the older you get, these injuries just creep up. And we don't even play a professional sport. That's just life. So
some days my hamstring really hurt.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
Yeah, and he sure likes to let me know about it. Of course,
Yeah,
with that being said, I complain about my back all day, and I've done nothing but go to sleep and wake up. So,
speaking of old players, what are we doing with Casey Creeder?
Well,
what's the play there? Special teams captain, no?
Here's the list of outstanding UFAs that are left. Casey Kreider is one of them, long snapper. They're probably going to bring him back on a 1-year deal. I remember the day Harbaugh took the job, and the Giants on Instagram, they posted a bunch of pictures of him meeting some of the players, and there was a picture, Kreider had a coffee in his hand, and he was standing there talking to Harbaugh in the building. So I'd imagine he's coming back. Also, he signed, I forget if it's 5 or 6 straight 1-year contracts with the Giants. So,
I mean, yeah, you don't lock in long snappers for 12-year deals, but
of course not.
I mean, I feel like we've had like 4 long snappers the last 40 years.
Zach Diossi,
Steve Diossi, Ryan Keel.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're generally a guy that could play long on these little short deals, and they're just happy to be a part of it all. And it's a valued position, underrated position.
Should we dare mention Trey Junkin's name?
No.
Too late. I think out of these 3, I think 2 of them will come back. I think Kreider comes back, and I think McFadden's going to come back. I don't think Harbaugh brings, like Nick, you were saying before, I don't think they bring a 36-year-old guard back. I think he'd love to come back. But if they sign both Vera Tucker and Teller, I feel like there's no way he comes back. That's just me.
No, I agree.
Here's an interesting one. Leo Chanel's out there. I don't know if you want to have some rotational basis with the linebacker core. That's something I love that guy. That's something that would interest me a little bit.
2-time champion, winner. Good blitzer, can get to the quarterback, right?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
He's a chief.
You got quite a bit out there, actually. I mean, you already mentioned Wyatt Teller. You got Patrick Ricard. I wouldn't be shocked if that. We are absolutely. I don't know if we're better, but we're the same, right? I don't know. It's March.
Well, I mean, I mentioned this before. You want to build from inside out, and I think what they did today was they took care of the parts that mattered most on this team
with limited funds.
Correct.
Yeah, with limited funds.
Flott would have been nice. That's the only concern, but I'd be more concerned about missing a Luminor than Flott.
Right.
Yeah,
Patrick Ricard's out there. I wouldn't be shocked if that goes down in the coming weeks. Darnell Mooney, Romeo Dobbs. I'm not really a fan of either.
Dobbs is going to be too expensive.
Mooney.
How about Hollywood Brown potentially?
Yeah, you're not finding that lock-in number 2 guy. I mean, I don't know.
What's up, Jeffrey? Appreciate the comments here. Not putting the moves down.
No, we got it.
Yeah.
I just don't know how I feel about him. You know what I mean? I lost a couple of guys I like. We gained a couple of guys I wanted. So, I try not to attach too early.
Can we take a step back to Jermaine Illuminor for a minute? Because I don't know about you guys. Despite the 3 new faces we brought in today, this was my favorite move of the day because obviously him and Jackson Dart have a connection. Immediately after he re-signs, he goes to social media and posts, "I'm back with a blue heart." Tell me this guy does not want to be here. He wants to be a New York Football Giant. And fun fact, people might not know this. You know who he was drafted by? John Harbaugh. 2017 draft pick in the 5th round by the Baltimore Ravens. He was ranked 7th out of 90 offensive tackles in pass blocking efficiency this past year, while Andrew Thomas was ranked 3rd. You can argue, fellas, this might be the best left and right tackle combination in football today. There was a stat that was brought up last week. When they're on the field, sure. Well, that's more AT's problem than Jermaine's, right? I mean, Jermaine's playing like the 26-year-old right now, and AT's playing more like the 31-year-old, but I digress. Jeffrey agrees. I mean, what did you guys think when you got the Jermaine Illuminor notification? What was like your instant reaction when you saw that he was back?
Relieved.
I was excited, and I think I've told George this before. I was at week 17 this year, and of course, you see something different, especially with a losing team who's not going to the playoffs. You see a lot of people, whether it's in the stands or it's on the field, you see a lot of people saying goodbye because they may not be coming back. They may not see each other. But one of my biggest takeaways from the whole entire game was Jermaine Illuminor and Jackson Dart embracing each other for a solid 5 to 10 minutes. I've even got photos of it. They're just talking and, kind of saying, "I wish you well." I'm assuming obviously wasn't there, but you can tell that there was a almost a brotherhood. Like, I hope you're coming back, but we don't know. Sure. I understand it's a business, but you could tell there was definitely a bond there. And like you just reiterated, Illuminor wants to be a Giant. Jackson Dart wants him to protect him. So I was excited by it. And once again, continuity. That's right. That's what our line needs. We haven't had that in a long time. It wasn't phenomenal this year, but it was for the first time in a while on the upward swing. There was something to look forward to, and we've got more of a mobile quarterback who can make throws on the run. He can make plays, and he's got a line that's going to be able to protect him. So I love this pickup.
Me too. And before we move off of him, I do want to say he played 100% of the offensive snaps last year. He did not miss a single snap. Him nor GVR missed a single snap. And don't get me wrong, the reason why we didn't hear about Illuminor signing right away is because of how valued he was on the open market. He had other suitors. Apparently, the Chiefs were one of the teams coming in hot. So the Giants had to take a step up. Remember, 2 years ago, he signed a 2-year, $14 million deal. He went up to 3 for $39 this time. That's $13 million for Jermaine Illuminor per year. That's $6 million more than the Giants had to, pay him on their last contract. And I think he's one of the better pass blocking tackles in the NFL. He's experienced. And I think what's so impressive about this guy, he has the mental ability. He will not crack under the New York spotlight. He fully believes this. He's the best right tackle in football. That mindset is awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. What's up, goofballs?
What's up, goofballs? I love that. What's up, Drew? What's up, Rob? Make sure to go check out 2 Giant Goofballs. Nick, you got to grow a little mustache there, man. You got to join the club.
I can grow a mean mustache.
Yeah.
It's just the awkward stage in between where I look like I'm fucking 12 years old and trying to fucking buy beer at a convenience store. That's the ugly part of it. But we'll see. Time will tell.
No, definitely agree. And folks, if you have any more questions, comments for us, feel free to throw them in the chat below. Jeffrey says our line wasn't embarrassing this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
still think you gotta upgrade from JMS at some point.
I do too. When the price is right, like I think they wanted Linderbaum, but I think what were the initial reports that they were expecting? Like 15 to 18 million, and what did he end up getting?
27.
27. Fuck that. I mean,
27 for a center. Pretty
good center.
Sure.
No, great center. I like him. He's young. He's what, 24, 25 years old. Great player, but the Giants can't afford it. We have so many holes. Speaking of holes, Tom, what do you think about us possibly getting? There's a lot of trade rumors for Brian Thomas Jr. from Jacksonville. How realistic do you think that is, and what do you think that would cost us?
I think it would cost us probably a day 2 pick in this year's draft. I'm looking at his cap numbers, and they're pretty low. They're under $3 million for the next 2 years, and you
Yeah,
can
he's still under his
exercise
rookie
fifth year.
contract. Yeah,
You could exercise his 5th year potentially.
he's still under his rookie contract at 6'2".
He had some injury problems though, correct? I thought BTJ went down in his rookie campaign or his second year.
It must have been his second year if it was. I don't know if it was injuries or just there were so many targets at him.
No, so he was healthy last year. He missed some time this year. He missed 3 games this year, and he was a non-factor in like half the games that they played this year. His target share went down, and I think with the new coach Liam Cohn and the new offensive coordinator Grant Udinski,
Duval
didn't really fit him. Duval. That's right.
But,
I mean, look at the stats.
His rookie numbers are fucking insane.
Yeah, man.
2024, 87 receptions, 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns. And once again, he's young, he's cheap. My only concern is what do we have to give up?
Kayvon and a bunch of picks.
Kayvon in a second round? What do you say?
I'm saying no.
No, that's a hard no.
Team Thibodeau,
That's
baby.
a hard no. However, his college teammate is Malik Neighbors, guys. They were both drafted in the first round in 2024.
The whole LSU thing, I get it.
Did Dart end up playing? I know Dart started at LSU too. Did Dart play?
Dart
these guys at all?
Dart was USC.
No.
Oh, USC, yeah. Jesus. All these letters.
Kayvon straight up, or he can stay there. I agree with that. If it's Kayvon, I would not include a draft pick. I mean, this guy dipped from 10 touchdowns to 2 this past year. If you go from -8 in the touchdown catch ratio from your first or second year, I don't care what the scheme changes are, how talented you are, that's a you problem.
I think it's
a you problem.
Realistically, I agree with you. I don't think a first or second round pick is realistic. I'd say Kayvon and a 5th or 6th. For
personality wise.
Just
every fucking receiver is at some point.
Well, yeah. We kind of have that with Neighbors. Do you want another guy like that too? Just to play devil's advocate here, not saying that I'm against this, but
you know who I would love to be wide receiver too?
Who?
Mike Evans.
Well,
he's off the market.
He's gone to San Fran for 3 years.
And you know what? That is going to put them in the playoffs every fucking year. Mark my words. If he's healthy.
If he's healthy. I mean, he's been healthy.
He's the most consistent receiver I've ever seen with my own eyes, other than obviously Jerry Rice. But
you mentioned Dobbs before. I know you're not a big fan of his, George, nor Darnell Mooney. Jawan Jennings is out there.
I think I'd rather check in on the Dolphins if they're planning on doing anything with Waddle.
What's that price tag look like, though?
True. And do we have the funds to allocate it? Because this was also, if you guys remember, this was a topic during the season as we got closer to the trade deadline. George, I think you and I were talking about this when we were doing the old show there, and we kind of agreed that price isn't right because the Giants were what? They were like 2-6 when the deadline came. And it was like, what are you going to do? Is he going to push the needle and improve a 2-6 team to a potential fringe playoff team? I didn't think so.
Are there any other comments from the class?
Mooney would be a perfect.
We got a Darnell Mooney fan.
I don't hate Darnell Mooney under the right price too. It'd be kind of like a prove it season, right? Like he came off a pretty injury ridden season. So from what I'm reading, he's looking at a $4 to $5 million per year prove it
That's
deal.
true.
Look at the connection here too. Remember, I forget if they still had Alshon Jeffrey at the time. He might have been off the team actually. Maybe it was DJ Moore was their wide receiver one when Mooney was the wide receiver two. And he wasn't bad. It's just Trubisky couldn't get him the ball, and they couldn't block for Mitch either. So like it was kind of a situation where the talent's there, but this guy's more of like a possession receiver. He's got a little speed to his game. He's got some pop. He could run routes. Like he's not bad.
No, he's not.
I wouldn't hate it.
No, me either. I mean, last year he got injured, but 32 catches, 443 yards, 1 tutty. But the year before that, 64 catches, 992 yards, and 5 touchdowns. I don't hate it for the right price. I mean, like we all know.
I think the price is bad no matter where we're looking for a receiver.
No, I agree. I mean,
which is what intrigues me about a trade is you can kind of manipulate that with draft capital if you had to for the right guy. And then just restructure and pay him in the offseason if it's a guy you want to retain, a la like we did with Brian Burns.
Yeah.
We essentially traded for him and then Snap extended him.
What do we think happens tomorrow? Do we think there's any significant move that's made before this time tomorrow with the Giants? Does a guy who's currently still on the team at this juncture get cut? Do they sign another big fish? Can they? Is there a trade that's made?
I think the Giants are – I love Thibodeau, but I think the Giants are actively trying to move Kayvon Thibodeau. I think they know that having him, Abdul, and Burns together, I don't think it's going to work, unless they're going to do a heavy rotational thing or they – Thibodeau isn't big enough to play interior. Carter's not big enough to play – on the inside either, so you can't really do that NASCAR package where you move guys in and out. I mean, and they're not small enough to play actual linebackers. They're too big. So, especially Thibodeau, he's a big man. I love Thibodeau, but I mean, business-wise, it'd probably be smart to shop him.
I mean, yeah, $14.75 million, and he's not coming back because we're not going to be able to afford to pay him anyways. So you got to get something out of the deal. I think you're going to see some sort of a trade. What that is, I don't know. But we've heard this time and time again. I don't think we go. I think we need at least a 3rd-round draft pick for him. I'd love to see the Brian Thomas trade for him. I don't know if that's going to happen. But I definitely think it's time for Thibodeau to go. On top of him not being possibly the right scheme fit, he's never there. He's not on the field anymore.
Right. Yeah. Also, our Darius Washington just posted, "Thank you, Flock Nation and Baltimore organization. Major love always." Damn. Shit gets real in the NFL. Guys come and go, right? I really hope we bring back at least one of these remaining outstanding UFAs. I'd be heartbroken if who goes, George.
Oh, I know.
Who's that?
Big Micah.
Big fan.
I don't think they're knocking the door down for Micah McFadden. I think we got a pretty strong grasp on him.
Yeah. I think it makes sense for us to keep him, and I think he's coming back. I hope he's coming back, but there's also a possibility where he does not.
Right.
So I used to take offense to all this. The younger I was like, this fucking bull. I remember watching on the news, watching Steve Smith go to the Philadelphia Eagles back in the day. And I said some pretty hateful shit via the internet. But the older I get, I realize at the end of the day, they have a short period where they can make some money. So you got to take advantage of it. I'd love to see every single player that I've loved stay with the Giants, but it's just not always a reality. There's cap space, and I get it.
Wow. I couldn't agree more, but the Titans just signed a fifth former Giant. He has not been on the Giants for a couple of years now. If you remember this name, linebacker Austin Calitro has signed with the Tennessee Titans. He becomes the fifth Brian Dable Big Blue product to join Tennessee. Now that's Wan'Dale Robinson, Daniel Bellinger, Cordell Flott, Austin Schlottman, and Austin Calitro. Wow. What a day.
Big Dabes is fucking busy over there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Dable's great, guys. You just go there, you fall asleep during meetings. He's great. He doesn't hold you accountable. Come on over.
Yeah. And according to this, I'm looking at what beat reporters are saying. It's looking more and more likely that Runyon is staying. So, which makes sense. I just know you would save $9 million if you got rid of them. I'm thinking about it now, and a lot.
From what I read too, John Franklin Myers is going to the Titans also.
Jeez.
They made a lot of fucking moves, and that's a dude I was hoping would come to New York. I don't know what they signed him for. I haven't looked that up yet, but I believe it was gonna be a lot of money. But I thought he could have really helped the interior line.
One more thing on Illuminor that you guys are gonna love. You might have seen this already. Post on Instagram before, staying home with a blue heart. Jackson Dart comments and goes, "I love you so much." You would have never seen that from Daniel Jones.
Well, speaking of Daniel Jones.
No. Daniel Jones was running for his goddamn life.
True.
For how many years? He didn't owe them a cup of coffee. Those guys folded like fucking shitty party chairs. Like, as much as I hate Daniel Jones, like that line did him no service.
You ever think George would be defending Daniel Jones, Nick, even in some limited capacity?
No, that was a curveball. I'm going to be honest with you, but also like I was going to bring up Daniel Jones and the franchise tag, but George brings up a good point. I think he learned, especially near the end of his career as a Giant, that this is a fucking business. I mean, the end they downgrade him to QB number 3. They have him on the practice squad playing safety, like a real fuck you. And he goes to the Colts. They just offered him, I believe it was 3 years for 3 years, $90 million. And he said, no, I want 3 years, $50 million a year at 150. So I think Daniel Jones has learned this as a business, and it's all about making money and surviving at this point. A lot of these players like fuck loyalty. But yeah, Daniel Jones didn't know these guys a fucking thing. They let him get killed. Yeah. But with that being said, he sucked. Sorry, Tom.
Don't apologize. It's your opinion, right? He's gone. He wasn't good enough while he was here.
Yeah.
Years 2026.
Any other comments from the class, Tom?
No, I think we're good. I think we threw some people off going live on a Monday, but it's what it is, man. It's free agency. You gotta adapt. Sometimes you don't see us coming, right, George? We sneak up under you.
Next week too. What are we doing next week? It's a Monday,
next
correct?
Week, the 3/16.
That would be a Monday, I believe.
Stone Cold Steve Austin Day. Yeah, we have Eddie Mata, podcaster, interviewer. Anyone that doesn't know who he is, check him out on YouTube and Instagram. He has great interviews, tons of Giants, tons of Yankees. He's interviewed well over 70 retired players. I think a quarter of those were Hall of Famers, so he's got a pretty good resume. Eddie Mata next week. We'll be talking about interviewing stuff and stories and his life story, all sorts of shit.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Should be fun. And guys, just keep up with the Instagrams, the YouTubes. We're going to be posting videos as quick as we can the moment we find out what's going on with the free agency, trades, all that fun stuff. Yeah, should be a good time.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun tonight, guys. Isaiah Likely, Jordan Stout, Ardarius Washington, and Tremaine Edmonds, the newest members of Big Blue, with Jermaine and Luminor coming back.
The
Had a
newest
lot of fun
members
tonight.
of the curse.
Welcome to hell, boys.
Welcome to hell, boys.
One final comment. Alex Orozco, likely a great signing. Yes, sir. Cheers,
I
Alex.
agree.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. See you next week.
So I guess we're doing this next week, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, Nick, didn't you have a player you were high on? We were
Oh,
talking
yeah.
earlier.
Yeah. Trevor Woodward out of Rutgers University. Anybody that knows football knows he should have been drafted in 2024. He's a wide receiver, undrafted, had a little bit of drug issues, legal issues. Long story short, ran an incredible 4.40. I think he's somebody the Giants should be looking.
Him, right?
Of course, Tom knows him.
Yeah.
You know him?
I've heard of the name before, but I mean, I have to do a little research on him. I mean, Rutgers is not too far from here, like an hour away.
No, yeah, he's homegrown, so I think he'd be a great, I think he'd be a great fit, at least to try out for the Giants. Check him out.
Absolutely. And speaking of checking him out, make sure to check us out on all of our social media platforms on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and our link tree, where you can find all of our platforms in one spot.
Nick, you can't let us go off that way. You got to tell Tom.
Oh yeah, I made that guy up on the fly. He doesn't exist. We wanted you to just.
I tried to play it off there a little.
Odell, yeah, come back, Odell. Wow.
I was hoping you didn't ask me his name again because I couldn't remember.
No, Odell. I mean, maybe. I don't see it really working, but.
Thank you, Alex.
Yeah,
thanks,
you,
guys.
Thank you.
Everybody have a good night. Cheers.
Cheers. Go Giants.